All right, I have created the best way to do research on eBay. We are on women's pre-owned sweaters. We're going to go to the 100% or 100 plus column, and we're going to sort Z to A, and then we're going to go to the sell-through column on the 100 plus column, and we're going to select 40% and above. We are looking for volume. Uh, Volume means they have a decent amount of sales, even if their sell-through rate is not very high. We are in here looking for high sell-through items that are essentially hiding within these brands. Michael Simon. Jenny Kane. All right. Here's a good identifier. If they have zero listed, but a bunch sold in the 0 to 35 category, I call it a bailout brand. Let's go ahead and go to listed and select 0. And we're going to go greater or equal to 1 on the sold column. That is going to keep us in the 100% plus solds. So we have Brunello Cucinelli, Jenny Kane, Eskandar, Gucci, Cezanne, Dior, Prada, Coogee, Vivienne Westwood. Let's go for let's see what's around. You can also go to sell through here and we can select greater or equal to, let's say I want something higher than 25%. All right, so we've gone for sell through above 25% with 0 listed and a bunch sold in the 0 to 35 category. This is done here to make sure we have something as a backstop. If you buy something in the $100 price range that you hope to get sold for $100, you can eventually drop it down over time to the 0 to 35 and it will be bought. These are safe brands to purchase. All right, Pachamama. I've actually never heard of this brand. We're going to go for the brand Pachamama. You go to link 34 and you get to select that. Those are link setup for certain price ranges. And here we are on eBay. We're going to go to see all. We're going to select, we're going to get some brand. One of the best things about the MrMarketMaster spreadsheet is just being able to find where are things actually getting sold and where there are a few different details about that brand that you can look at that help you understand how that brand is selling. There are all kinds of brands where essentially nothing will sell in the low end range, but there may be a handful of stuff that sells in the high end range. You'll be able to see that on the spreadsheet and know that there's probably some grails in there. There's maybe a handful of really unique or just beloved styles from older brands or specific brands where they just stay good, but the rest of their stuff does not. So we're going to go to brand search, paste, spaces, Pachamama. There's 40 solds. So let's take a look at what actually has sold for this brand. It's a cardigan, hearts, Fair Isle, hearts, flowers, stripes. These are, I'd call these in the range of something called Cowichan, basically just fancy designs. This counts as a Cowichan. I'm seeing stripes, seeing flowers. All right. We're going to go to see all. And we're going to start to look at the different identifiers within the item specifics that tell you what is worth money. 100% wool and wool, 31 and 14. That is probably going to be our most specific identifier for this one. Let's just go ahead and apply that. Let's see, what's that? What's that? 40. That's 45. That's 45 solds, and that's 121 listed. All right. This was already not a great sell-through brand to start with, but it does have stuff that sells in the higher end range. That's what you want to keep focused on. We're going to go back to solds, and we are going to put wool back on. And then we're going to we'll click apply, and we'll go back to it. You press Control F, and you type in see all. You can get to these buttons faster. You're stuck doing research. When you're stuck doing research on eBay, you're stuck having to work your way around the system. You're focused on finding the fastest path to information. All right, we saw stripes and we saw floral before. Let's go for floral first. We're trying to compare solds versus listed on this keyword. There's 13 solds, 24 listed. That is about a 50% sell-through. That's pretty good. We can actually start right there. We're going to go for floral first, and then we're going to start looking for stuff like the differences between hoodeds, cardigans, sleeve length, stuff like that. We're going to go back to pattern, floral. And we're going to go back to see all. Let's go to type. Sweaters, style. Style, there we go. Cardigans. Let's check the difference between cardigans and pullovers. There's 6 solds for cardigans and floral. You take off the sold keyword, and that is 13 listed. It's not quite high enough. Let's go back. And 7 pullovers. Click off the solds. Quick apply. That is about, what is that? That's 70% sell-through, give or take. It's about 65% sell-through. All right. We can go back and actually check what is selling in pullovers. Pullovers seem a little bit more popular. That one's not a pullover, that's a full zip cardigan. All right. It looks like this design right here is probably more popular. Let's go off of this and back to listed. There's 7 results for solds, 11 listed. Let's see, we're going to be counting the ones that have the same flower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 listed that have that same flower, but the other one had a different color. We're going to go back. It is the color blue. All right, the color blue is going to be our identifier for this one. It does seem to be what people want. That is sold. They honestly may not have added the identifier for the color blue. That is stupid. Let's see what the colors are supposed to say. They may end up saying multicolor or something like that. All right, we're back on color. Not specified. All right. When you are listing stuff on eBay as a reseller, you do not want to have things like the color to be not specified. It's one of the most important categories, one of the most important identifiers. We can see based off of just the sold data that blue actually is the most popular, but you should not have to depend on eBay to try and find out how to get your items sold if you're not actually doing the work to just say, all right, this is blue. You should be better than that as a reseller. We're going to go off of the keyword floral. We're going to stick with pullovers though. Pullovers do seem to be more popular. All right, there is 16 solds. And 37 listed. That is pretty far underneath 50% sell-through. I think we should probably stay away from that. But let's go back. We're going to try and figure out another identifier, another keyword that will get us a little bit closer. All right. So let's go to see all, and you can compare things like size, color, all kinds of different like you can check for things like hooded and just see if there's anything about a specific set of clothing lines that will be more popular within that one. All right, accents, logo, features. Let's check size. It is pretty spread out across size. Let's check striped. We had 3 solds for striped in wool, and that is 2 listed. So these striped ones do sell pretty well. I'd say this is like striped adjacent. So let's go ahead and actually find out what the solds are. All right, that is 3 solds versus 1 listed for these striped sweaters. Let's take a look at the tags real quick. That is a 300% sell-through rate above $100. They don't seem to be very common, but they do sell well. All right, we're working on getting to the tags. Pachamama. There you go. All right, thanks for your time.